Mid-table mediocrity aren't words you'd usually associate with the prestigious South Melbourne. They've got a chance to elevate themselves up to 4th if they're good enough to take all 3 points tonight. A massive opportunity for the home side against an Altona Magic team embroiled in an injury crisis and looking to avoid the drop down to NPL 2. The basement boys of NPL Victoria travelled down to Lakeside in the aim of getting all 3 points against all odds. I'm Oliver Walker-Peel, and alongside me tonight for this NPL 1 clash is Oscar Drew. Oscar, how are you, mate?
I'm really well, thanks, Oliver. Really excited for this game. Two sides vying for very different things at this stage in the season. As you mentioned, South Melbourne, with a few disappointing weeks before and since the lockdown, have really drifted into the middle of the pack and will be desperate to pick up 3 points to revitalise their title charge, whilst Altona have slipped to rock bottom of the league following Dandy City's win earlier this weekend. So massive game for them as well, but as you say, so much for them to overcome with all the injuries and squad turnover that they've been dealing with over the whole season, really.
As we'll run through the lineups for you is John McShane, ready to get this game underway. We'll start with the home side, who in goal have number 1, Piers Clark. Number 2 is Liram El Marzi. Number 3, Perry Lambropoulos. Number 4 is Luke Adams. Number 8 is Luke Pavlou. Number 11, the captain, Brad Norton. Number 21, Matthew Lutrakis. Number 22, Daniel Clark. Number 24, Ben Jeeba. Number 29 is first league start for Ezekiel McPherson. Number 45 is Jerry Salados. And for Altona, in goal, number 1, Stephen King. Number 3 is Thomas Werndl. Number 5, the captain, Vince Lear. Number 7, Nicholas Sete. Number 8, Dimitri Hatzimartis. Number 9 is John McShane. Number 10 is Mohamed Aidara. Number 11, Stefan Ristic. Number 15, Alexander Castiello. Number 20 is John Markovsky. And number 27 is Janiel De Silva. Altona looking to move the ball down this near side with Werndl dispossessed, and South look to break early on. Jeeba looks to go short. The referee spotted an infringement and a free kick for South inside their defensive half. On the bench for both sides, we'll start with the home side. In goal will be number 37, James Burgess. Number 13, Henry Hoare. Number 20, Zach Bates. Number 23, Josh Baresi. Number 32, Morgan Evans. And for the visitors, substitute goalkeeper is number 21, Jack Thorpe. Number 2, Marius Gerandaris. Number 6, John Strachevsky. Number 18 is Konstantinos Paganis. And number 16, Daniel Radenkovic. De Silva goes out wide to his fullback. Obviously, 3 games without a win, their last 3 winless, only a point taken from the last available 9. As Daniel Clark looks to spring South into attack. Lambropoulos looks to cross, does so, but a poor ball will drift harmlessly over the crossbar and out for an Altona goal kick.
Yes, Oliver, just noting already the importance that Vince Lear brings to this Altona side, back into the team after missing the last time out due to injury. You can see how much of the play goes through him, someone with such pedigree and experience all around the world. So it's fantastic for Altona to have him back, and he'll be key if they're going to take anything from the match tonight, I think.
Finished his A-League career 1 short of 250 league appearances, 249. Second most appearances at the Wellington Phoenix behind recently retired Andrew Durante. As there's a free kick to the home side, South Melbourne. Blue shirts, blue shorts, blue socks from left to right, and Altona in their change white away strip with black shorts and red socks from right to left. 2.5 minutes gone here at Lakeside. No goal scoring chances as of yet, but still a long way to go in this game. Flicked on, chance in behind for McPherson. Wasn't able to make much of it though inside the penalty area, but that'll give him confidence. His first league start for the club. And he'll be looking to make an impact right from the off. Jeeba from right back. Lambropoulos. Back to Piers Clark. Looks for the diagonal. Goalkeeper slips. Lets that drift dangerously close towards the goal line, but in the end hooks it away, and a few hearts and mouths for those of an Altona persuasion as the South fans find their voice.
Yes, a big opportunity day today for South Melbourne, and what the fans will really be hoping for is for their side to provide more of an attacking threat. It's been their big, I guess, the thing that they've lacked this season. They've been so defensively solid, best defence in the league, but equally they've struggled to find the net enough, which is really largely responsible for their slide down the table at this point in the season.
Of course, this is a second game of a double-header here at Lakeside. South Melbourne's NPLW side were victorious against Box Hill United by 2-0 earlier on in the day, as the South men's side will hope to follow in the footsteps of their female compatriots by getting all 3 points. As it's played across, working forward is Idara. Looks to drive the ball into space. Has Loutrakis opposing him. Good work from Altona. Played forward to Hatzimaratis, who joined the club mid-season. Now on the edge of the area. Altona looking to threaten for the first time tonight. Cross is blocked en route. Hooked clear. Towards McPherson, who gives chase. Though he's unable to get there. Lee is clipped. An easy decision for the referee to give. Free kick just forward of halfway for the Magic. Who, as you say, thanks to Dandenong City's 4-3 win over Heidelberg United last night, find themselves propping up the table at the moment, Altona, which is a precarious position to be in at any point of the season. And one that they'll look to break free of. Clip down the line. Looking to whip the ball central was Werndl, but in the end, not a great cross that disappears behind for a South Melbourne goal kick.
Well, Oliver, you already mentioned that Ezekiel McPherson making his league debut tonight up top for South Melbourne. Josh Baresi is on the bench tonight for Esteban Quintas' side. Perhaps the manager making a statement that he wants more goals and more attacking threat from his side, and a big opportunity against bottom of the league for young McPherson.
Has made 4 appearances in the under-21s so far this season. Has Ezekiel McPherson. But now gets his chance under the Saturday night lights here at Lakeside to really show what he's all about in the South senior team. Flicked on, and there's a free kick here for the home side. A tad under 7 minutes gone here at the home of South Melbourne. Quite a cagey affair so far. Nothing for either goalkeeper to do. It's a really poor ball forward from Luke Adams, and Altona will look to capitalise. Moving the other way is Nicholas Sete, the former Melbourne Victory youngster. But now Altona are dispossessed, and South will look to move the other way. McPherson puts Werndl under a little bit of pressure, but he just nods the ball back to Stefan King.
I mean, we've built up, Oliver, tonight how Altona have had a really rough season and been really struggling, yet to win for the whole season, which is really crazy at this point. Only 7 draws to their name. But to be fair to them, they have picked up in form, if nothing else, over the last few games. For example, last week, although they didn't come away with anything, they more than held their ground against a very good Oakley side away from home, and just fell to a late last-minute goal for the Cannons. But we've seen more positives from Altona over the last few games, albeit lockdown considered. So they'll back themselves against an out-of-sorts South Melbourne side to maybe pick up at least a point, and maybe even their first win, as unlikely as it seemed, considering the state of these two sides' seasons.
As a free kick spotted out by the referee. Obviously both these sides winless in their last 3. Obviously we have to go back a long way for Altona's last win in the league. But there are some parallels there. Could this be the night that the Magic get their first win of the season? Because it has been a long time in between drinks since they last gained all 3 points in a league game.
And whilst that's true, they haven't won for a long time. They're only 3 points away from safety, Altona. So there's still plenty on the line for them tonight and in this season. If they can just string together a few good results, they're more than capable of charging towards safety and securing another season in the top flight.
That will be the aim at this point. Because to be fair, there's no way that they're heading up the other end of the table. As there's a corner here for South Melbourne as we approach the 10-minute mark. Brad Norton to whip this one in with shape over the head of Jerry Salidos. And out for an Altona throw. Of course, we were saying that they haven't won so far this season. They didn't win in the 5 games in 2020 either. So we're going back to 2019 for their last league win. I wonder if the players remember the words of the song. The South fans sure know how to sing, that's for sure. As the ball goes down the line, Werndl will take the throw. Looked like it came off the hand there of Ristic. Referee allows play to go on. Clips in board, but they've given away possession. Salidos looking to break. Got options to the right of him. Looks in behind for McPherson. South fans believe there's a foul in that. The referee thinks otherwise. And so it goes out for a throw. They thought Salidos had been infringed, but in the end the referee's decision is final, and he elected to keep his whistle away.
Well, it's been quite a scrappy, kind of cagey affair, as you alluded to already, Oliver, so far, which I think will suit Altona. They'll be happy to just keep disrupting the rhythm of South Melbourne as the home side and as the big side who have had far more success this season and over the last few seasons than Altona. They'll be keen to deny their opposition any rhythm or any momentum, because, as we know, this home side can really get behind their side and really build the pressure on any visiting sides.
It's just the referee on the far side, flags for offside. Decent South crowd building so far on this Saturday night, 7 o'clock. The only game concurrently running in the top division of NPL Victoria. And the South fans are trying to spur their team on to make sure that this game will result in 3 points for the hosts. Sheba, one of 4 changes, will take the throw. Interlock's flicked on central. Altona should clear and do. Chested down from Norton, who played his 250th career game in the FFA Cup midweek. stalwart here at South Melbourne. It was a victorious night as well for South Melbourne, beating the Eastern Lions after falling a goal behind. Ristich on the half turn. And referee Bruno Dianiello has picked out a free kick just forward of halfway in an attacking sense for Altona, as they look to work the ball forward. Vince Leah plays the ball out wide. Pull ball forward and Altona surrender possession, but no sooner did they lose it, have they got it back. Through Castiello. Hatzimaratis looking to drive. Didn't see anything forward, so instead went back to Castiello. Altona just can't keep hold of the ball for any sustained period of time at the moment. Salaidos surely fouled, and John McShane will be the first player booked in this game. Cynical challenge, well worthy of a yellow card.
Well, although nothing really came of that one, credit to Altona, we can see that they're not content to just sit back and allow the pressure to come onto them. They're happy to keep control of the ball and push plenty of numbers forward, the likes of Stefan Ristich, Thomas Werndell, of course, pushing up and looking to try and find their way through the South Melbourne defence, and clearly not focusing on hanging on for the clean sheet or anything, as we often see teams in struggling positions like Altona do.
They have been positive, but at the moment unable to test Pierce Clark. Idara plays out wide. Yet another foul. Nicolas Sete was the man impeded there. I'm sure anyone of an Altona persuasion will take some positives out of this start. Taking up to one of the more historically good sides in this division, despite the fact that they've been out of form recently. Idara looks to twist and turn. Good tackle as South Melbourne look to work the ball forward. Positive from McPherson, look to spray the ball out wide, but he's given the ball away. Sete. Now with Vince Leah. John McShane goes back to Sete, turns away from his marker, eludes another challenge as well. This is a good run from Sete, goes forward, turn around the corner towards Markovski, but he was unable to get there.
Yeah, we just saw a sneak peek of what Nicolas Sete can do. He's fantastic on the ball. He can beat opponents really well and has plenty of pace, so he'll be a key, I suppose, avenue to goal for Altona tonight, because he's just got so much ability on the ball and he can really steal the show all by himself at times in games.
Hey, he left the Melbourne Victory set up in 2019, did Nicolas Sete. 10 youth league appearances. Made his debut in that competition in 2017. Now with the Magic looking to get them out of this bottom of the table struggle that they currently find themselves in. Looking to help them avoid relegation from NPL Victoria. Switch wide towards Benjiba. Good ball forward for Hatzimaratis. Jiba gets back on terms. It's back with Werndl. As Altona just look to keep possession here. They've navigated the first 19 minutes of the game without conceding. And have looked good going forward as well. Leah wins his one-on-one. Idara looks for McShane. Unable to hold the ball up successfully. Clark wins his header. Ferguson couldn't get there though, and once again it's the Magic in possession.
Just on a formational point for South Melbourne, Oliver, noting that, so it's clearly Perry Lambropoulos who's taking the role of moving up from the defence and playing in more of a midfield position. We've seen a number of players kind of rotate in that defensive midfield and defence positions, whilst it looks as if Luke Adams has reverted to the centre of defence, whilst Benjiba's out at right back. So a bit of a shake-up there at the back for South Melbourne, and it's good to see someone like Benjiba getting a run in this side, because perhaps that's the way the Quintas is hoping to reverse their results over recent weeks.
Hatzimaratis inside. Good turn from Nicolas Sete, who's been brilliant so far for Altona. Speculative effort from Hatzimaratis that was never going to trouble Pierce Clark in the South Melbourne goal. But at the moment, Altona just asking a few questions here of South Melbourne. None of them too worrying, of course, but at least they're able to get the ball forward and creating something of note.
No, I think that's absolutely right, Oliver. We've seen Altona with plenty of possession spend plenty of time in South Melbourne territory, but it's ultimately those clear-cut chances and that passing into the box that they've been lacking up to this point, which will allay Esteban Quintas's fears for South Melbourne, knowing that we're not feeling as if Altona should have scored or anything yet, but nonetheless they are clearly comfortable in this game, and they've established themselves in this game very well in the first 22 minutes or so, and that's a really positive sign for the visitors. But a chance here for South Melbourne.
Yeah, Stefan King very quick on his line. It was a really intelligent ball forward for Benjiba, but the Altona number one very quick to snuff out the danger. Whipped in from the right. King once again claiming the ball easily. Roll forward. That's a definite foul and probably a yellow card, and the referee agrees. So a yellow card apiece, this one going to Matthew Lutrakis. So both South and Altona now have a representative in the referee's notebook. Just hacked him down there, really. Didn't allow Idara any chance to progress further forward, which he is doing now. Hatzimaratis beats a couple, plays one out wide. Taking the ball in board, it's back to Idara. Finds Sete towards McShane! That's a stunning save from Pierce Clark. The first time he's been called into action, and makes a brilliant save to deny Altona the chance to take the lead. But brilliant work down their right-hand side. Almost pays off.
Yes, it was excellent. It was a great header. It wasn't straight at the goalkeeper, so he had to make the save, but very well done by Pierce Clark, keeping his side in it early on.
Still goalless. Headed towards goal by De Silva. And away from Daniel Clark to Salados, got space to drive. Looks to play it in behind for Lambropoulos, who'd made the run forward. His ball back towards Salados, wasn't one of quality. They've got possession back. Haidara back on his defensive duties, does brilliantly. It's now out for a South Melbourne throw, but it's the closest either side have come to taking the lead here. Good header on goal from McShane. Well repelled by Clark. Obviously at the moment King has done well when he's needed to do well, but hasn't really been tested, so to speak. He's been forced to rush off his line, but nothing really more than that. As it's out for a South throw.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Altona have been the better side in this first 24 and a bit minutes that we've seen, but South Melbourne, a foul there, well pointed out by the referee. But I was just making the point that the majority of South's opportunities so far have come from loose giveaways from Altona, and that'll be the only disappointment for their manager so far. They've played really well, but they just keep giving away little opportunities, and well, we know that you can't afford to do that against the quality that South Melbourne possess, as they may well demonstrate here with this set-piece opportunity.
Yeah, we floated in from the left. It's Luke Pavlu who stands over it. A myriad of players in that penalty area. Can Luke Pavlu pick one out wearing blue? No, he can't. It's headed away. South fans really disappointed with that ball in, because we know what Pavlu is capable of on the edge of the box. Adams, ball forward towards Brad Norton, who was in an offside position. And another chance falls by the wayside for South Melbourne. Unable to penetrate that Altona back line. Staunch rear guard preventing South from getting in behind at the moment. Great turn from Haidara. Rolls on square to Vince Leah. Ball forward again. A poor one. And a South Melbourne throw. Once more, we've ticked over 26 minutes so far in this first half, and McShane's effort, the only one really testing either goalkeeper. So something that both coaches will be looking to see change throughout the rest of this game.
And for me, a real feature of this first 26 minutes of the game is the fact that none of the South forwards or attackers have really had an opportunity to get on the ball or charge into the Altona defence. The likes of, well, obviously the debutant McPherson has barely had a look in so far, but maybe that'll change as they go in. They might have won a corner there, but no, instead it's a goal kick. So another opportunity goes begging, but might go off here.
Yeah, threatened to boil over. But looks like Bruno D'Aniello has calmed things down. A bit of pushing shove, and the referee has reprimanded the players involved without cautioning them. A few spot fires here at Lakeside. Markovski, top scorer in the league for Altona with 3, including a great strike against St Albans just before the lockdown. Castiello looks to move forward. Luchakis, who has been booked, wins the ball, looked to win the ball back off him, but wasn't able to worry him out of a cross. I suppose that's something that Matthew Luchakis will have to be careful of, walking on a tightrope for the rest of this game.
Just to finish off my point from before, sorry Oliver, I mean, for example, Daniel Clark, we know that such a feature of South games are the runs he makes into the opposition half when he gets on the ball. He's got such pace and ability that he just provides a constant threat, but we've barely seen him so far in this match, which is a credit to Altona and the way they've mastered him and not allowed any easy balls through for the home side.
Great work from Ristic, who looks to get in behind, but he looked to clip one central, but Clark got there first in the south goal before any Altona players could. No players in white really gambled anyway. It looks like the referee's going to his back pocket. Once again, it threatens to boil over. And this one with a bit more animosity than before. Players from both sides pile in. Oscar just checking the replay at the moment. Did you see anything there with any malice or just something and nothing?
Didn't look like much. The referee has handed out a yellow card since the occasion involving, I think it was Brad Norton and Nick Sete, both perhaps just passionately advocating for their sides, and I think the card going towards Nick Sete for that, but I'll wait to confirm that for you.
It is an Altona yellow card, so we'll just make sure that we're accurate in reporting who that's gone to. As it's floated into the middle, headed up by McPherson, chested down from Daniel Clark, on the edge of the area looking for support. Plays on a cross, looks to finesse one to the top left-hand corner. And that's a really good effort from Daniel Clark. We've said that he's been quiet, but he's nearly sparked his side into life. A curling effort that drifted close to that upright, but goes wide, which means that Stephen King will breathe a sigh of relief, but the closest South Melbourne have come to breaking the deadlock. Just showing that it only takes a moment for a side of their quality to score, and in this case, go in front. Lambropoulos looks to go forward towards McPherson, but De Silva won the header back, kept in play by Stefan King. He's done very well there as the Altona number one, just to make sure that that ball didn't disappear behind for a corner.
No, but just a word on Stephen King. I think he's had a really excellent first half hour of the game. He hasn't been overly involved in the match, but whenever the ball's been down that end, he's been commanding and claimed any corners or crosses or real danger that South Melbourne have posed. So he's been a key component of this Altona defence so far that's kept South Melbourne comfortably at bay, other than that most recent shot, of course.
Leah with poise finds the aforementioned Stefan King. Forward towards McShane. He was unable to win out. Castiello is now with McShane out wide to Werndl. Clips one central and cleared away from Lirim Elmazi. And the last line of defence. Brilliant work from Werndl to get forward, but cleared away when needed most from the South defender. And another attack repelled from South Melbourne, but they've got another corner to deal with. Altona looking promising in an attempt to get their first win of the season.
It was Liam Almazi, the former Altona man, who made that crucial interception at that big moment for South Melbourne. Classic play, long ball up towards John McShane, who just couldn't quite make it work in the end.
Drifted in, headed away at the near post. It was Sete who drifted in the corner, but wasn't really one of quality, if we're being truthful. Werndl into McShane, who looks to use his frame to hold the ball up. Flicks one back. Brilliant from McShane. Cut back, but he's offside. Altona have got the ball in the net, but it won't count. Great work from McShane, we thought, but in the end, he found a player in an offside position as South stream forward. Ball in behind for Clark, takes it down, should score, and does! It only takes a moment for South to score, and a team who've been off colour all night, second best, one would say, have got a goal against the run of play. And Daniel Clark, with real class, sends this south side and its fans into raptures.
Well, as you mentioned, it's classic counter-attacking football from South Melbourne. All the composure from Daniel Clark to see that one out, turned it from his right to his left, curled it around the goalkeeper. No chance for Stephen King, sorry. But also just to mention, for the goalkeeper for South, Pierce Clark, he was very on top of it in restarting the play very quickly from the offside call at the other end, and that really allowed South Melbourne to make the most of that opportunity.
Yeah, it was a really clever finish. Third league goal of the season for Daniel Clark, puts South Melbourne into the ascendancy and has set this place rocking. Really clever finish, just to curl it inside that left-hand upright. No chance, as you say, for Stefan King. And South Melbourne now in the box seat to take all 3 points from tonight. A game where they haven't been at their best. Will that goal spark them into life?
And it does just feel like classic Altona this season. They've played a good first 35 minutes. They've been the better team, really. Just before the goal, they were creating really dangerous chances, and yet their opposition go down the other end and score. When things aren't going your way, it really feels that way. But another chance here.
Half clearance, and that one's got it as well! A brilliant strike! It's Stefan Ristic who's rocketed that ball into the top left corner. And only moments after taking the lead, South Melbourne are pegged back. It wasn't Stefan Ristic, but it was a rocket nonetheless. And Altona have restored parity no sooner after falling behind. And against all odds, they are right back in this game. And all of a sudden, it's the home side who have to respond again. Played out wide towards Sete, who looks to drive inside and curl one towards that far corner. Was unable to do so. Played central, and that one's wide and not so handsome, but they are right back in this game, Altona. Just looking to go back through the replay to see who scored that one. Cleared forward. Sete looks to drive down the Altona left. Was surely fouled, but the referee disagrees. Clipped in behind. The offside flag does go up.
I believe the goal was scored by Dimitri Hatzimaradis. I'll put another chance for South Melbourne.
South Melbourne going the other way. They're inside the area. Clipped central towards McPherson, whose first touch let him down. Was unable to get the ball under his spell. And this is really opened up now. But another chance at the moment goes begging. The score remains at 1 apiece. Giba back into play. Salidos goes to the byline, crosses one in. Header away. Chested down by Sete. Possibly another chance for South Melbourne. Norton kept off the ball. Good defending from De Silva. Ristic was looking to move forward. Now with Idara.
Yes, apologies, just trying to go back through the replay to find out who scored the goal. I believe it was Dimitri Hatzimaradis who scored the goal. It was a poor clearance from Matthew Latrakis, which gave the ball away. He'll be really disappointed being given his chance in the starting 11 to have made such an error as that. It's a crucial goal for Altona. It's hard to argue that they don't deserve it, and it was a superb finish into the bottom corner. But as you say, the game's really opened up now, and as we head into the last 5 or so minutes of the first half, it'll be key for both sides. Well, they'll both be very keen to keep the opposition out, or maybe make the most of this opportunity to find their way through a second time.
Well, Sete's on the edge of the area for Altona. Couldn't get the ball through. I looked up and saw Ristic on the edge of the area where the ball was struck from and assumed he'd scored, but it was Hatzimaradis who had put the ball in the back of the net. As you say, it could be a massive, massive goal for the Magic. Still yet to win a game in the league this season. Could this be their first? Time will tell. Ball forward, looking for Werndl, headed away by Giba, only as far as Sete. He has the ball taken off him. Backing up was Idara. Looks to drive into the penalty area. Great run into McShane. Was he fouled from behind? Referee says no. Hooked further clear from Lambropoulos, and warning signs for South Melbourne, Oscar.
Yes, and as the half's worn on, we've seen more and more the threat that John McShane poses, using his size and strength to really position to out-position his opposition and protect the drop zone of the ball time and time again. And he's been a key cog in any of these Altona attacks, as he's a focal point from which they can build around, and it's been really effective up to this point.
Idara's shot on goal is blocked on the volley. Speculative effort goes wide. But Altona at the moment on top. Got themselves a deserved equaliser. Just whether they can build on it, but at the moment it looks more likely that they'd be the team to grab the third goal in the game, and not South Melbourne, which you'd have said that to most NPL Victoria fans. They may well have called you crazy, but the home side, not at their best tonight, but of course they've got the quality, one would think, to certainly win this game, but they've just got to find it from somewhere. Star-studded team looking to escalate above mid-table as it's clipped in towards McShane. It's over his head. Giba should clear. Turn around the corner from Salidos. Idara nearly caught in possession, but does well to keep the ball. De Silva looking to create. Giba should cut this one out and does. Rolled square by Castiello. Goal right on the shadows of half-time will give whichever team gets it a mass amount of momentum.
And of course, as we're seeing a great spell of possession here for Altona, another player, Mohamed Idara, has been really impressive and grown into this game as it's gone on. He's great at carrying the ball and really transitioning from defence into attack for Altona, and we've seen that for much of this first half, and especially in these last few minutes as it's worn on. He's clearly growing in confidence and posing a real threat to the South Melbourne side.
Idara looks for Werndl. Shouts of offside from the South defence fall on deaf ears. Nice 1-2. The execution just off. Dara couldn't quite receive as Pavlo takes the ball down. Formerly of the QPR under 23s. Chested down from McPherson. Wide to Salados. Looks to play one back into the middle, but he'll get a second bite of the cherry. Breaks inside the area. Looks to pull one back, and it's nearly deflected past Stephen King. Would have been a horrible way for Altona to go behind again. But a near own goal. Well stopped by Stephen King. Good awareness from the Altona goalkeeper to be wary of what was happening around him. And as such, the score remains at 1 apiece. It looks as though there'll be 2 added minutes. Just looking at the adjustments made by the 4th official on the substitutes board. We'll wait and see until he holds that aloft just to confirm that for you. But it looks like there'll be 2 minutes at the end of this first half. Clip forward towards Ristic, just over his head. Sheba takes it down, loses possession in a bad area. Looking for the 1-2, breaks kindly at the edge of the area for Idara. Looks for Ristic, who loses out. Idara slides in to win it back. But it is eventually cleared from South Melbourne. Sheba forward towards Solidos. Head out of play by Castiello. As we are at the end of the 45. 2 added minutes there will be at the end of this first half as Solidos is pulled back and South have a free kick right at the end of this first half. Looking to go in front for the second time tonight. Can they do it from this set piece?
In that instance, it was Thomas Werndl making the professional decision to foul Solidos. Clearly didn't want him breaking through. He had support as well of breaking through on the wings. So a professional decision backing the set-piece defence of his side as they look to see out the remainder of this first half.
They've got a free kick from South Melbourne to contend with first. Drifted in from Clark, the goal scorer. King slips over. He punches it away. Referee lets play continue. It's out for a South Melbourne throw. Nearly a costly slip at the crucial moment from Stefan King, but he gets away unscathed for the moment. Solidos flicks back for Daniel Clark, who is dispossessed as Altona looks to break forward. Pass forward was behind McShane. This may well be the final attack of the half. Solidos does well to keep possession. Driving shot on goal is just wide. Good work from Solidos to get into the position for the shooting chance, but was unable to test Stefan King, who had that one covered. And all eyes on Bruno Dianiello to see when he will signal for half-time. Should be any moment now. And there is the half-time whistle here at Lakeside Stadium. A familiar story for Altona, who've battled and battled against the big teams. And this time they go into the break with a deserved goal to hand. They drew the game level through Dimitri Hatzimartis, cancelling out the early goal by Daniel Clark, who broke forward with real venom and real pace to curl one home past Stefan King, but a brilliant strike from Hatzimartis restored parity and drew Altona level. And in fairness to the visitors, that is all that they deserve. A good half of football here at Lakeside. Now the side able to go into half-time in front. A half-time here at Lakeside Stadium. It is South Melbourne 1, Altona Magic 1. And welcome back to Lakeside Stadium for this NPL Victoria clash between South Melbourne and Altona. Currently, the game is evenly poised at one apiece as the game restarts. There are a couple of housekeeping jobs that we need to do. 2 substitutions at half-time for the hosts. Coming on are Henry Hoare and Zach Bates. And making way, the yellow-carded Matthew Luchakis and Perry Lambropoulos. Alongside myself, Oliver Walker-Peel, is Oscar Drew. Oscar, how did you view that first half?
Yeah, well, I mean, as a neutral perspective, I thought it was really entertaining stuff. I think that the least Altona deserve is what was to go in level, and hopefully we get plenty more attacking football in the second half. It'll be really interesting to see how South Melbourne line up with those changes. A couple of attacking changes, I'd say, bringing on Henry Hoare and Zach Bates. They provide a real goal threat. So clearly a desire for more control and putting more pressure onto Altona with those changes, and hoping that that's the way through.
Ball now with De Silva. Bates putting him under real pressure, hauls him to the ground and gives away a free kick in the process. Just trying to decipher how South will now shape up. It still looks like a back four. I suppose that's something that we'll have to see across the rest of this second half to see how that formation fluctuates. Leah goes to De Silva. It's now back with Vince Leah. Nice interplay here for Altona. In the opening moments of this second half rather. Back with Stefan King. Had very little to do other than pick the ball out of the back of his net once. De Silva finds McShane, chests the ball down and sprays it out wide. He found Werndl, who gets back on his defensive duties to win the ball back after being momentarily dispossessed. The Magic still looking for their first league win of the season. It's lifted over the top for McShane, unable to keep the ball. Keeping possession was Henry Hoare, recently introduced to the action tonight, as De Silva goes in late, and it looks like he will be cautioned. Cries of off. They wanted him given his marching orders, but that would have been incredibly harsh. But nonetheless, Janiel De Silva goes into Bruno D'Aniello's book.
Well, Esteban Quintas already getting some of what he wants by bringing on Zach Bates. You could see the energy and pace that he provides and puts plenty of stress and pressure into the Altona defence. As we saw De Silva commit that foul and pick up a booking there. It looks as if Zach Bates will, as usual, be playing rather out on the left, and Henry Hoare, a central midfield position is what I gather so far, but a positive start to the second half for South Melbourne.
Brad Norton in his 251st club career appearance will take this free kick. Goes down the line. Taken down by Pavlu, who looks to beat his marker, but in the end ran out of room. Vince Leah had De Silva on the overlap, which he ignored. He does now have the ball. De Silva, recently cautioned, drives the ball inside with real purpose. Still he goes on, Finds McShane. Werndl prods the ball forward. Ball somehow stays in play. I thought that would drift behind. Leah with space in which to move. Shoots on goal, but well blocked. McShane wins the ball back, goes down, and has won a penalty. What a huge moment this could be for Altona. McShane, clever and cunning, was fouled in the box, goes down, and a massive moment for Altona, who could take the lead from 12 yards.
Well, we've seen as the game's worn on how McShane's used his body really effectively and gotten into dangerous positions, and it's paid off finally with that penalty. A huge opportunity for the visitors now.
If they convert here, Altona could be on the way to their first league win of the season. Met by cheers and boos from the South fans. McShane squeaks it in, and Altona from behind now lead. What a shock result this would be. It would send shockwaves right throughout the NPL Victoria world. But Altona have come to play tonight.
And the South Melbourne home fans getting restless. They've been through a rough patch in the last few rounds of play. Today is not going to plan. They're really under the pump. We've seen them play a bit more expansively, open themselves up a bit more defensively, perhaps in search of more goals, but it has not paid off so far for the home side. They're trailing. The only good thing that they've got going for them is that they've got plenty of time left in this second half to turn things around and get back on top of it.
A loss that could be fatal for South Melbourne's season. A loss that could be quite incredible for Altona's. So much riding on this game. Could this be a knockout blow for South Melbourne's season? Fans who are so used to seeing success are seeing a side perform well below expectations. An Altona side who many would have expected to lose tonight are doing anything but at the moment. And South have got to find something from somewhere. They've got to dig deep. And Daniel Clark, who put South in front in the 34th minute, swings this one in. Can he help provide the response? Not with that. Hooks forward. Altona have the numbers, but it's headed away. Sete gives chase. Jiba clears forward. And Oscar, not many of the NPL Victoria fans would have expected this.
No, absolutely not, Oliver. And we pointed out how shocking this result is at this point, and it would be if it remains this way. But it's important to point out that when South Melbourne went in front through Clark's goal, that really came against the run of play. Altona have been the better side for the vast majority of this game. They deserve to be in front. The challenge for them is to see out the remainder of the game, or to continue to do so. Rough coming together there, Oliver, though.
Yeah, and Pierce Clark is worse off. He's rolling over. The offside flag had gone up, but the Altona attacker was unaware of that fact. Sliding in, looking to try and win the ball. It was Stefan Ristic who was well offside, and it looks like Pierce Clark will be fine to continue. You can just hear the desperation in the collective voice of the South fans, who were so fervent and buoyant before when Daniel Clark put them into the ascendancy. Now rather subdued. Ball given away though. Chance for Henry Hall to drive forward. Now Salidos on the right. Clips one in the middle looking for Zach Bates, who had made the run far post, but he couldn't get there. The next goal is crucial in this game. If it's an Altona one, it may well be game, set, match. If it's one to South Melbourne, then a charge late in this game may well be in the offing. But at the moment, against all odds, it's Altona a goal to the good. Leah. Now with De Silva.
And just noting, Oliver, what we're seeing when South Melbourne attack is that there's then plenty of space left in behind in the midfield for Altona to exploit. A really attacking side on the pitch at the moment for South Melbourne. The likes of Henry Hoare, of course, loves to push up and join the attacks and provide that attacking threat, leaving someone like Luke Pavlou rather exposed as well as his defence. So there will be more opportunities for Altona as South Melbourne push more bodies forward through as the game wears on. And so their attacking threat will not end just because they're ahead at this point in the game.
As we alluded to before, it's been a very long while since Altona last won. Could this be the night where that drought is broken? McShane holds the ball up. Spent the large majority of his career plying his trade in Scotland. Now in Australia, he looks to elevate his side to its first win in a very long time. Ball played across to Markovski. Ball's out of play. Throw in, taken long down the line. Central from Clark to Bates. The half-time substitute. What can he do? He's pushed down and a free kick in a dangerous position. Really, really poor foul to give away. And could be this the route back into the game that South Melbourne so desire.
And again, it's Zachary Bates who creates the danger by winning the foul, using his pace to get into dangerous areas, and in many ways cause the Altona defence to panic. A massive opportunity for the home side here. They've got quality from set pieces, and perhaps this is their way back into the game. This looks like Henry Hoare standing over it as well as Daniel Clark. So plenty of quality there, Oliver. We'll see if they can make the most of it though.
25 yards out, left of the target. It's Henry Hoare, blocked by the wall, and King does well to keep the ball in. It's not going to script for South Melbourne tonight whatsoever. Although they have got time, over half an hour, plus any additional time to potentially save their season. Just under an hour gone in this NPL Victoria game. And Altona in the box seat to grab all 3 points. But a key player for Altona is down. It's Vince Leah, who was one of 2 changes tonight. And this might be the occasion in which Altona look to their substitutes bench for the first time tonight. And it looks like this is the case. In fact, it is just Markovski who's gone over to have a word. And it looked like the most likely, I thought, to come on for Leah, the most like for like would be John Stachewski, and he is stripped, potentially ready to come on. But a massive blow for the Magic in their quest to get all 3 points. It does look as though there will be a substitution required, Oscar.
Yeah, it does. As you say, a big blow for the visitors if Vince Leah were to go down, not just for tonight, but of course for the next few games in their season. He did miss last week, I believe, due to a hamstring injury, and based on the stretches that they're doing and his ginger movement at best, it looks like it might be a recurrence of that problem, which is not good news for Altona. But of course, plenty of experience in John Stachewski to replace him. So there's still plenty of hope for this game, you'd imagine, just more so a concern for the medium-term future, you'd say, for Altona if Vince Leah can't recover from this hamstring problem.
And as expected, that change is made. John Stachewski has replaced Vince Lear. As we approach the hour mark here at Lakeside, the South fans just trying to find their voice at the moment. And the armband for Altona has gone to John McShane leading the line. Not only is he now leading the line, he will also have to lead from the front in Altona's bid to win this game and get their first win in league terms for a very long while. What a massive win it could be as well. It would take them off the foot of the table if they were to win this game. As it's clipped high, wide and away from goal. So it's currently St Albans who sit in 13. They would leapfrog them. And they could potentially leapfrog Dandenong City, although goal difference would be a problem in that scenario. Clip forward from El Marzi. Bates latches on, but it's cleared away. Bates looks to orchestrate something for the home side. Finds Henry Hoare, who's got space in which to move into. Plays it out wide. It's back with Hoare, who feigned to cross in first time but elected not to. Bates takes that one away from goal. Shoved over. And another unnecessary foul. Pavlou wanted to take that one quickly but was denied the chance. And South Melbourne potentially got another opportunity. Cross is blocked. Out for a South Melbourne throw. Taken into the middle. Taken down by Clark, who takes the ball out of play rather needlessly. His frustration's visible. He's hammered the ball against the advertising boards. And South Melbourne unable to get anything going for them at the moment.
No, it feels like their play's almost a bit stagnant, to be honest with you, Oliver. They're lacking the incision and the decisiveness in their passing and their runs and their general play that you'd expect to see from a side trying to find a way through. You can see the frustration there from Clark. He did score the goal, but other than that, he's really struggled to get involved in this game, as has much of the attack. Ezekiel McPherson has barely been sighted in this match, so plenty of quality up there, but not quite coming off for them so far this evening, South Melbourne, and they need things to change sooner rather than later.
Into the middle, flicks on at the near post, but cleared away from Altona, who survive another foray forward from South Melbourne. Defending for their lives and defending admirably. This Altona team look inspired to do what many Altona teams in this season and in 2020 couldn't do. Could they be the team to finally be victorious in a league game and potentially set up the rest of their season? Werndl throwing short, possession given away poorly. Norton, the South stalwart. Can he lead his team forward? Ristich plays the ball central. Chance for McShane. Markovski's making the run in the middle. And he couldn't quite find him. Great run from McShane, who put the ball into the middle, but there was no Altona player to finish it off, and that could well have been the hammer blow.
You're right to say, Ollie, it was an excellent ball in from McShane. A great run, as you say, and then the ball in was so close to being perfect, just couldn't quite find its way through, but Altona continued to pose a threat as that shot is blocked. But South Melbourne now perhaps on it with some counter-attacking potential.
Looks like it's been dealt with. As Idara, with composure, goes to his goalkeeper. That's a poor clearance though from Stefan King, who showed anything but composure, took that one out of play. As South Melbourne with another roll of the dice. Josh Baresi comes on for the league debutant in Ezekiel McPherson, who receives an ovation from the South Melbourne fans in attendance. Looked sprightly early on, but since then, unable to really work his way into the game. And Baresi set to add some experience and much needed class to try and get South Melbourne back into this game.
And I mean, you can understand Esteban Quintas looking to his bench. We've been critical of South Melbourne's attackers, but a huge amount of credit is owed to Altona's defence. I think De Silva's been superb, as has Castillejo. They've been composed, I think is a word you've used often, and I think it's very appropriate. They've been composed, they've been solid. Mohamed Idara's covered really well. But now another chance for South Melbourne.
Bates takes it inside and should have put South Melbourne level. It was there for him, looking to arrow that ball into the top right-hand corner. But much like most of the play for South Melbourne tonight, just couldn't quite work out.
And Zach Bates has been a really effective substitution for South Melbourne. He's probably been their most dangerous attacker, certainly for this second half and arguably for the whole game, even though he's only been on the pitch for 22 minutes or so. A great opportunity there. You could see he was trying to get the curl, but just got under it a little bit too much. Altona dodged a bullet. They're getting close now, Oliver. They're getting close.
McShane turns around the corner. Markovski looks for the overlapping run. Werndl on the right-hand side now as opposed to the left. Looks for Sete, heads it central. Still a chance alive. Ristich takes it away. Well, taken away from him, and he's drawn a foul. Didn't really look too much in that, to be fair, but South Melbourne back in possession. Can they use the quality we all know they possess to propel them back into this game and look to get something from it? At the moment, they'd be leaving empty-handed. Played short from Hoare, who got it back. He thought he was fouled and the referee agreed. Played short to Baresi. Further wide, looking for Giba. Assistant referee has the flag up and awards a throw to Altona.
Really struggling for any kind of rhythm or flow at the moment. South Melbourne. Altona doing an excellent job, as they have for the duration of the match, at breaking up any attacks and just denying them the momentum that South Melbourne we know can get, especially here at home with the crowd here to support them. It's made it so frustrating for the South Melbourne fans tonight, as they've really felt unable to establish themselves in this game for any meaningful periods of time.
Throw in taken short. Good work from Markovski, who by his own standards has been quiet tonight, unable to display the fireworks that he has done earlier on in this season. Lirim Elmazi finds Norton. Nice 1-2 between him and the substitute in Baresi. Shouts for a free kick. Fall on deaf ears. Pavlu finds Henry Hoare. Elmazi once again, formerly of Altona Magic, gives the ball away. McShane looks to play it forward. Caught by Sete without even breaking stride. That was rather impressive. As it will be an Altona throw with a little under 20 minutes to go in the regulation 90, plus any additional time we might get at the end of this game. As Sete chests the ball out of play, South Melbourne have got a throw, and all of a sudden, time is of the essence.
And of course, what will add to the frustration of this result, if it remains this way, is how many teams around South Melbourne have dropped points this week. The likes of Heidelberg and Bentley and the Knights have all missed opportunities to pick up points, and so South Melbourne would have really seen this match as an opportunity to have reignited their season, really start the charge back towards the top of the table, but it's not panning out that way, as we're seeing, and Altona are remaining stout in their defensive actions.
Norton throws it short. The pass was intended for him, and in the end it's gone out for a corner. The South Voices rise. Corner now from this near side. Taken short. Bates. 1-2 with Hoare. Will he whip this one in? On the edge of the area. Looks to shoot. And well saved by Stefan King, who was opening his body up. Looked to find the far corner. But in the end, another save for Stefan King and another chance gone for South Melbourne.
And you can understand why Henry Hoare opted to take the shot on there. So many bodies between he and the Altona goalkeeper. Clearly an opportunity there for a deflection, or perhaps the goalkeeper to be unsighted for long enough that it creeps its way past him. But as things have tended to do tonight, rather, they haven't gone South Melbourne's way as Altona repel yet another attack, and will look to edge towards the final 15 minutes of this match.
Still time for South. Ball out wide looking for Bates, unable to get through to him. Now with Luke Adams. He senses the urgency and now looks to create something. It's with Giba. Goes inside, nice 1-2, but once again cleared away. And Altona at the moment repelling absolutely everything that South Melbourne are trying to throw at them. Can they up the ante, South Melbourne, to break this staunch rearguard down? Or will it be a frustrating night for those in blue? Hoare clips one forward. The flag is raised for offside.
And as we've seen the half we're on, we've seen Altona push more and more bodies back into the defence. Now pretty much just John McShane up top all by himself, as a couple banks of 4 or 5 sit back for Altona. They're clearly intent on seeing out this game with the 2-1 result. They'd be more than happy with that, and you can understand why. Just over 15 minutes left of normal time now. And South Melbourne getting increasingly desperate, pushing more and more bodies forward, but it's so tough to find a way through this brick wall of an Altona defence.
Norton with a throw. Now with Luke Adams. 5 times capped by New Zealand at international level. Pavlu. Out wide now to Jiba. Runners in the middle. Jiba goes over. Nothing illegal in that, says the referee. Hall moves it forward. Was he fouled? Referee says no. Norton looks to cross the ball in. And it's behind for a corner. South Melbourne getting on top here in general terms. Finally wrestling back the momentum. And while all this has happened down the near side, on the far side, there's an Altona player down. He's back up to his feet and straight on the line. That just shows exactly what Altona look to do. They're shutting up shop. Can they keep the door closed for the remainder of this game? As it's whipped in from the corner. Decent delivery, headed away. Only as far as Norton. Jiba looking to reload. His cross is blocked. Good pressure. Ristich gets there first. Pierce Clark, very, very quick to get to the ball and clear it out of play. The angst amongst the South team is visible to all to see, as Altona are on the brink of their first league win since 2019.
And just an opportunity there to point out the work of Stefan Ristich. I think he's been outstanding for the duration of the evening. He's provided such energy and determination in his running throughout the course of the match. It's the kind of mentality and attitude and I guess intensity that he's brought, which has been symptomatic of Altona's play this evening. And it's the reason that they're currently leading at South Melbourne, and they're getting closer by the minute. Every second that goes by will feel like an eternity for Altona fans. But nonetheless, this opportunity for a player to get treatment will take a bit of the sting out of the game, perhaps, which can only be good news for the visitors.
The player down and just getting to his feet is the player that may well have scored the winner. At the moment, it remains the winner, Dimitri Atamaratis, with perhaps the most pivotal kick of this game. Is escorted to the touchline by the physio. He'll know how important this goal could be for the sake of his club's season. Unless, of course, South Melbourne can find a response in the 11.5 minutes that remain. Bates unable to keep it in. And a throw for the Magic. Taken down the line. Headed forward by Norton. And a clear foul. Bates spots the ball down. Norton looks to find the far side of the ground. Gives the ball away cheaply. Away move Altona, but only temporarily. Latching on to the loose ball was Henry Hall. Out wide to Jiba. Making the run forward was Salidos. He was ignored. Adams across to El Marzi. Clips over the top for Bates. On the South Melbourne left, takes it inside. Brilliant defending from Werndl. Gets back on terms and keeps his side in front. That could be goal saving. Bates would have got to the byline, cut it back, and from there they could have drawn the game back level, but was prevented the chance by a stunning piece of last-ditch defending from Thomas Werndl.
Yes, it's representative of how they've defended throughout the evening, Altona, getting two players towards the dangerous Zach Bates in time before he can get the ball in. Werndl, as you point out, excellent. De Silva, as he was just at that moment again, has been excellent all evening, but maybe the way through for South Melbourne now.
Clark wants to cut back, will get a second chance, lofts this one in, and it's cleared away from Altona. They are not letting anything pass them at the moment. Of course, they conceded 2 late goals away at the Dandenong Thunder that meant that they didn't take anything away from that game. It was 1-1 after Troy Ruthven's equaliser in the 91st minute, and that the heart's broken late. Will they be broken again? Bates finds his captain in Norton. Good work initially from Baresi, but in the end, he loses possession, and Altona can look to potentially waste a little bit of time. Positive signs as Idara gets up to his feet.
I do just find it extraordinary, Oliver, to think that a team which hasn't had a win all season, and we're at the end of June, albeit acknowledging the lockdown break delaying a few of the games, but that at the end of the night tonight, at the end of June, they could win their first game and then be out of the relegation zone. It really points to the fact that perhaps they haven't been quite as bad as their winless record suggests, the number of draws that they've gotten, and of course dealing with the amount of squad turnover and staff turnover that they've been dealing with. It's been a really admirable effort, the way that they kept fighting Altona this season, and 3 points tonight, which is perhaps just 10 minutes away, and they'll be outside the relegation zone heading into the latter stages of the season.
They're down to their bare bones in terms of squad depth. What a momentous win this could be for Altona. The only senior players on the bench tonight are Jack Thorpe, the backup goalkeeper, and John Stachewski, who has since been introduced. Other than that, it's all under 21s players. What a gargantuan effort this has been so far, and they've just got to see it out for the remaining 7 minutes or so, plus any stoppage time. Make no mistake about it, they're on the brink, but the job is not yet done. Seven minutes for South to save their season. 7 minutes to find something from somewhere to propel this illustrious club back into the top 6. Great switch of play towards Norton, who could be in behind. But once again, the Magic have the answers. Bates takes it down. Good bit of play. Norton again. Can he whip this one in? Headed up into the air. Taken down. Will he be kept in? The answer is no. And a potential injury. I believe that it's Josh Baresi. Yes, it is. He's collapsed in a heap. And that just adds salt to the wounds for South Melbourne. Not only is the result going against them, but the injuries also coupling with that mean that this could be a devastating night for the most successful club in Victoria historically. For one of the more prestigious clubs in the country. Could this be one of its darkest nights in recent years?
And of course, Josh Baresi's still down getting treatment. Just looked like his foot got caught somewhere around the advertising boards just behind the the South Melbourne goal. Not the injury that they need, full stop, but especially considering that Harry Sawyer's already unavailable. They've relied on youth tonight heading into the game and brought Baresi on as a sub. Not a position that they can afford any more injuries in for the context of tonight, but also heading into the next few weeks of the season.
Only Morgan Evans on the bench now for South Melbourne by way of outfield players. As Altona stream forward. Could this be the goal that puts the final nail in the blue coffin? Looking to find McShane, and it couldn't get through to him. South Melbourne looking to drive forward. Great challenge in midfield from Hassan Maratis, the man whose goal may well be the winner. They're down to 10. They need Baresi back out there. He's moving in a freer state than he was just moments ago. Can he get back out there and be the hero that South Melbourne need to grab them a point? Lifted over the top towards Jiba, who latches on. Bates is in the middle. Can he be found? It's a cross goal. But out of play. And you just wonder whether it's going to be South Melbourne's night.
Well, it was an excellent run from Ben Jiba, and also a fantastic ball across right in the danger zone, but no one from South Melbourne taking the gamble to throw themselves at that ball. Another opportunity gone begging. They don't have much more time to do it. And also just a moment to recognise, to keep everyone at Altona Magic and their hearts in our thought, because all of these attacks would be absolutely terrifying them as they're so close towards securing a huge victory away at a massive club. And another man down will, hopefully for their sake, see out another minute or so of this game.
And another league debutant for South Melbourne, as we mentioned, Morgan Evans, the only remaining outfield player on the bench for South Melbourne, gets his moment in the limelight. Baresi unable to continue. So a third change for the hosts, as Altona have got a player down, and it looks like they'll also be making a change. Marios Gerondaris will be coming on for Altona.
Well, that South Melbourne change looks as if the home side are taking advantage of the extra substitutions that they're afforded since the lockdown break. So giving some leniency to the clubs and the staff and the players. Football Victoria by allowing those extra changes. Last chance saloon for South Melbourne. Just a few minutes left before we head into injury time. They're still really haven't been able to string together a consistent level of attack or danger towards Altona, which will be really concerning for their fans and manager. But there is, of course, still time. They do, of course, still have quality on the pitch, so there perhaps one more clear-cut chance possibly still to come for the home side.
And Altona have also made a change. A frustrating night on an individual note for Jonas Markowski. Ends prematurely with injury. And coming on to replace him is Marios Gerondaris. Played forward, flicked on. Chance for Clark, who couldn't get in behind. Forward towards McShane, who flicks it on cleverly. Was looking for Sete, and the ball is cleared out of play. Only a minute and a half of the 90 remaining. Altona on the brink. Werndl goes down the line over the head of McShane. Sete looks to the corner and wins his side a throw. A minute remaining in the 90. Time is running out. It's not the friend of South Melbourne at the moment. But Altona know that the job is not yet done. But they are ever so close, within touching distance, to their first win since 2019. And brilliant play to win themselves a free kick. Another spot fire. They've been few and far between tonight. But another one arises here in the shadows of full time. South Melbourne's frustration is seeping onto the pitch.
And ultimately, this all plays right into the hands of Altona. They've got the ball exactly where they want it, deep into their opposition's half at the corner flag with the free kick. And South Melbourne getting sucked into a few unnecessary tussles, which just wastes more time and puts more pressure on them to take, really it gives them fewer opportunities to take heading into injury time in this game.
The 90 is up. Only stoppage time stands between Altona and a first league victory of the decade. It has been that long. When you measure success in terms of South Melbourne, you think trophies. At the moment, success is just by means of a win for Altona. 5 minutes at the end of the 90. 300 seconds of pure pain await Altona. Every single one of them to be almost feeling like an eternity. The ball remains in the Altona corner. Breaks for Ristic. Can he deliver the hammer blow? Plays it short. Twists and turns. Looks central. Shot on goal is saved. Hatzimiratis nearly with a brace. Clark goes forward. Headed down. Werndl hooks it forward. McShane. Sete plays it forward, but Ristic was offside. Puts the ball into the back of the net, but he must have heard the whistle. And he does get booked. And that's a second yellow. An unnecessary second bookable offence means that Altona have been reduced to 10. And this game roars back to life after a dreadful decision from Stefan Ristic. A selfish decision to go for goal and ignore the whistle could yet cost his team so dearly.
Well, so unnecessary, Oliver. It's the kind of thing that Altona fans will be tearing their hair out about. So close to securing the win, but unnecessarily taking a pot shot after being called offside. Not what they need, but yet still an opportunity.
Sete looks to move forward. Has got support in Hatzimiratis. Bates getting back well to defend and draws a free kick. He shoves over Hatzimiratis. He knows there's not long left. A goal, if it is to come, would have to be at the 11th hour for South Melbourne. At the moment, it doesn't look like it's going to come. The red card may well aid their cause. Clip down the line. De Silva should just see this one out of play, and he does. Crucial seconds off the clock for Altona. And it looks like they're going to the bench. Konstantinos Paganis has his part to play in Altona history. In its most barren run in terms of wins, he will be introduced in stoppage time. And it is for Nicolas Sete.
Yes, Radenkovic coming on now for Altona. Well, they've had a long time to prepare for, to build up their time-wasting tactics, Altona, since they've last had a win, and they're clearly using them all in the last few minutes, whether it's substitutions, players going down easily, 2 balls onto the pitch, coming off the pitch slowly, the referee looks like he may be reaching into his pocket again, not to be. But Altona, they've done this in a very professional manner. They're very close now, just a few seconds you can imagine to go as South Melbourne's frustration grows and grows in this throughout stoppage time.
Radenkovic is on. Apologies, I read my notes wrong. So it is Daniel Radenkovic. very inexperienced, but he might have his part to play. Only moments remain. Altona on the verge of victory. In the shadows of full time. They have only probably a minute or so left to see out. Norton looking to engineer something that would break Altona hearts. Long ball towards Bates. Keeps it alive. Looks to take it inside. It's well won. And it's cleared forward. No one's forward for Altona. Pablo picks it up. Clears it up forward. It's under hit. Prodded on towards McShane, who sends it high and spiraling. There's the full-time whistle! Altona have done it! It's a long time in between drinks, but those drinks are ever so tasty for Altona. A win that has been so long in the making. Their first of this season may well be one that could help save their season from the trapdoor of relegation. NPL 2 was looming coming into tonight. They may well have been saved by a winner from Dimitri Hatzimartis that provides joy to Altona fans far and wide. They deserve the win tonight. Make no mistake about it. Against a side seemingly better than them on paper, more esteemed, with more quality. They did not care about any of those factors and came here and won.
No, you absolutely said it right, Oliver. Altona deserved the win tonight. Full credit to them. They outplayed South Melbourne at Lakeside for the duration of the match. Defensively, they were outstanding throughout. I thought the centre-half pairing was superb. John McShane up top was fantastic with his hold-up play and just generally the solidity of this Altona side came throughout. And they are fully deserving of 3 points. Massive result for the club. Disappointment for South Melbourne. They weren't good enough tonight. They've had a rough few results over the last few match days, and today is perhaps the lowest point that we've seen for them this season. They'll look to bounce back, but tonight is really about Altona. Their first win in such a long time. They deserved it. They played well. They held on hard. And it's just a fantastic thing to see for the people of Altona, really.
They go above Dandenong City, who were immersed back in the bottom two. They move up to 12th spot in NPL Victoria. And the only game of the night has been a belter. Altona, against all forms of logic and reason and possibility, have defied the critics and accrued their first win of the season. Victors 2-1 over South Melbourne here at Lakeside. Questions will have to be asked of the hosts, but for the visitors, an incredible result. Goals from Hatzimartis. Well, he got the winner, and earlier on in the game, it was a hit. Well, Hatzimartis got the one that matters in a game that matters so well and so much for Altona. It looks like there's a bit boiling over in the tunnel towards the end of the game. Spot fires as things are calmed down. But on the pitch, it is the night for Altona. They've won 2-1 here at Lakeside. Alongside me, Oscar Drew, I've been Oliver Walker-Peel. Thanks for joining us on another NPL Victoria live stream. And we hope to see you soon for another NPL Victoria Clash. Bye for now.